Chapter 24, Craving, verse 334. The craving of a person who lives negligently spreads like a creeping vine, like a monkey who leaps from tree to tree in the forest seeking fruits. That person leaps from life to life in this journey of misery.
Verse 335. Whoever is overcome by this miserable, wretched, and sticky craving, his sorrow grows like rapidly growing grass after rain.
Verse 336. Whoever overcomes this miserable, wretched craving that is difficult to overcome, from him sorrow falls away like water drips from a lotus leaf.
Verse 337. This I say to you, good luck to all assembled here. Dig up the root of craving like someone in search of the fragrant root of the birana grass. Do not let Mara crush you over and over again, as the flood crushes a bunch of bamboo trees on a bank of the river.
Verse 338. Just as a tree, though cut down, grows again if its roots are strong and remain uncut, so does suffering sprout again and again until the tendency of craving in the mind is rooted out.
Verse 339. 36 streams of craving flow through pleasurable objects. The misguided person who is entangled by this craving is carried away to hell by the flood of lustful thoughts.
Verse 340. The stream of craving flows through every sense base, and the creeper of craving sprouts and grows throughout your life. In seeing that the creeper has sprouted in you, cut off its roots with the sword of wisdom.
Verse 341. When craving flows through objects, feelings of pleasure arise in beings. They get attached to that pleasure and seek more enjoyment. Undoubtedly, these people are bound to the journey of birth and old age.
Verse 342. Surrounded by craving, these people run around frightened like a trapped rabbit. Held by fetters and bonds of defilements, they suffer repeatedly over a long time.
Verse 343. Surrounded by craving, these people run around frightened like a trapped rabbit. Therefore, the monk who wishes for a passion-free nibbana should destroy his own craving.
Verse 344. There is a person who, turning away from the forest of defilements called household life, delights in the monk life. But after being freed from the forest of defilements called the household life, he runs back to it. Look at that person! Though freed, he runs back to that very bondage.
Verse 345 to verse 346. If a person was bound with chains made of iron, shackles made of wood, and ropes made of hemp grass, those bonds are not called strong bonds by the wise. Instead, the infatuation and longing for jewels, ornaments, children, and wives, that, they say, is a far stronger bond, which pulls one downwards all the way to hell, and though seemingly loose, is hard to remove. This, too, the wise cut off. By abandoning sense pleasures and without any longing, they become monks and nuns.
Verse 347. Those who are obsessed with passion and have fallen into the flood of craving are like a spider, caught in its own web. This, too, the wise cut off. In order to abandon all suffering, without any longing for sense pleasures, wise people become monks and nuns.
Verse 348. Let go of regret over the past. Let go of dreaming over the future. And let go of clinging to the present. Go beyond existence. With the mind liberated in every way, do not come again and again to the world of birth and old age.
Verse 349. Some people are occupied with sensual thoughts. With a mind of strong lust, they focus on what is pleasant. In them, craving grows more and more. Indeed, they strengthen their bond of craving.
Verse 350. He who delights in subduing lustful thoughts, who meditates on the impurities of the body and is constantly mindful, it is he who will make an end of craving and will cut Mara's bond.
Verse 351. The monk who has reached the end goal, Nibbana, is fearless, free from craving, free from defilements, and has plucked out the spikes called existence. For him, this is the last body.
Verse 352. The monk who is free from craving and attachment is skilled in teaching the true meanings of the Dhamma and knows the meaning of words and phrases. He, indeed, is the bearer of his final body. He is truly called the profoundly wise one, the great man.
Verse 353. I have conquered all unwholesome things. I have realized everything. I am stained by nothing. Abandoning all, I am freed through the destruction of craving. Having thus directly realized all by myself, whom shall I call my teacher?
Verse 354. The gift of Dhamma surpasses all gifts. The taste of Dhamma surpasses all taste. The delight in Dhamma surpasses all delights. The destruction of cravings conquers all suffering.
Verse 355. Wealth destroys those who lack in wisdom, but those who seek Nibbana are not destroyed like that. The foolish person is destroyed by his own craving for wealth, as if he had made someone destroy him.
Verse 356. Weeds are the ruin of fields. Passion is the ruin of people. Therefore, what is offered to those free of passion bears great fruit.
Verse 357. Weeds are the ruin of fields. Hatred is the ruin of people. Therefore, what is offered to those free of hatred bears great fruit.
Verse 358. Weeds are the ruin of fields. Delusion is the ruin of people. Therefore, what is offered to those free of delusion bears great fruit.
Verse 359. Weeds are the ruin of fields. Desire is the ruin of people. Therefore, what is offered to those free of desire bears great fruit.